You know what I'm saying? So I guess does it really just come down to, like, is it a risk the TO wants to take? I mean, I understand that, like, when you're running an event the size of Tipped Off, you have, like, sponsors and people like Nouns involved. They're going to take a much more risk-averse approach.
Oh, yeah.
But I'm assuming, like, if that is what's happening, even if you have, like, one major as an example, or one regional like that as an example.
Straight from the horse's mouth?
Oh, that's so beast if that actually... Oh my god, that short op laser in the up air was like such a swag rescue.
I know.
You even saw like htwa and Jordan smirking about it. No, that's definitely what I was saying. Like, I understand the I understand that, like, the amount of entrance or, like, the amount of sponsor money and, like, things like that, the amount of the top 10 that's going to be there, like, all of those things, like, just contribute.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it's like, it becomes a question of, like, okay, I can run a 250-person event with Frozen Stadium and not have anything happen. Can I run a 300-person event? Can I run a 400-person event? And I just feel like it would be cooler if there was just any more TOs willing to actually sort of die on that hill. But it is a lot to ask because I'm not the one running the tournament and putting all that time into it. But if people are out there willing to do that, like, I think that is genuinely, like, that is what the community wants. Like,
I don't know. I think that's a lot to ask of, like, hey, you spent years working on this. I think that you should risk it all for, like, a change in the game that, like, a lot of people are fine with.
I don't know. I've never been to a major and had people be like, "Yeah, I'm totally cool with, like, Unfrozen."
Well, they play it.
Well, they play it because they love the game, but no one views it as a I've never heard, like.
I'm not saying it's better. I'm just saying I think people are fine with it. Like,
it's not a deal breaker, but, like, there are a lot of things that aren't deal breaker. If someone told me, like, hey, like, Tipped Off is not gonna have AC, I'm gonna fucking be at Tipped Off because I fucking want a game, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I think that's just, like, I think that's not the standard that should be, like, held. It's like, well, will people tolerate it? You know what I'm saying? Like, people will tolerate an absurdly high venue fee or absurdly high, and, like, I'm not saying that, like, TOs are, like, robbing the average Melee player or, like, gouging them. That's not what I'm saying. But I don't think that's, like, the mentality should be. I think the mentality should be, like, how do I make the best possible player experience? And you will not hear, I doubt there's a single top 100 player that would say that, and, like, that is who those tournaments are, like, kind of tailored around getting. There's not a single top 100 player that would say that having Unfrozen Stadium leads to a better experience for them. Like, I just don't think that would happen. So, I mean, yeah, like, if you can run a 307-person tournament, like, with sponsors and, like, with, you know, like, that's, like, it's not a major, but I wouldn't, it's almost like a super regional. I mean, it had top 10 players. If you can run an event like that with Frozen Stadium, like, surely there's somebody else out there running a tournament with a large, with large backing that's willing to make that risk, you know?
Like I said, it's just a hard ask, you know?
I mean, yeah, I mean, I can't hold everyone to that standard, but I feel like definitely, like, yeah, if Pat's House was a major, like, there we go, we have, like, a major, doing it, but that makes sense. But no, that is true. Like, if they were saying that this is officially the last one and that they have no plans, I understand the fuck it, run it mentality, but it does lead to questions. Like, I would love to hear from, like, the Pat's House TOs any communications that they received from Nintendo after the event.
Yeah.
Because if they received none after the event, after running Unfrozen, like, do you really think there's a Nintendo person closely eyeing every Melee tournament over a certain number of people that doesn't have a license? Like, of course that's not happening. They have way too much fucking going on. The only reason that they would do that is if people were actually making a lot of fucking money and like doing stuff with their IP that was actually more like dangerous. All we were doing or like was playing an old game that they don't give a fuck about on a system that doesn't even get support anymore. And it's just like, I think it's just, I don't really think they're gonna actually be that. I mean, I'm definitely biased, I know, and heavily on one side, but I would like to see, I would just like to see more of an effort. Like I'm saying, like I said, like rain or shine, like you'd be like, oh, this venue actually doesn't have a roof, but there's going to be good players there. Like, dude, and it's going to be raining. There are going to be tarps over the CRTs. Like, I'll be there. Like, I don't really give a shit. Yeah. But like, I just think like, where's the we're going to stand up to Nintendo mentality? There's really not that anywhere. And I think like what is more like emblematic of like this game's like history and culture, if it's not like fuck it, we're gonna do it for the boys and for like the actual players. That is like much more, I feel like, what the community's been built off of than, you know, fucking sponsors and you know, extra corporate money and like cooperation with Nintendo. But that's just what I think. Warehouse Wars Frozen, that's another example. That's like that's going to be a big tournament with a lot of top 10 players. Like, if that happens at enough tournaments, like, there's got to be one major TO that's willing to take that leap. That's, you know, plans on running it again. You know. So I don't know. Like, I'm not like necessarily trying to flame every TO that hasn't done it yet. But if there's zero conversations of like, why don't we try this somewhere? I think that is like a huge thing for the community that's not being looked at. Patchwork is definitely not a major. It's just like a regional, but...
You're going to Patchwork, right? Yeah, you are.
Yeah, I am going to Patchwork. I'm really... If anyone in chat is like, yo, why aren't they talking about the game? Like, you could definitely just like be like, shut up, Chris, and I'll talk about the game. But I do feel like this conversation's low-key interesting.
Yeah.
Do you think any TOs after was like, no, no, but I definitely don't think any TO has thought that. What I'm more saying is that like, if an event like Pat's House can get away with running Unfrozen without being fucking cease and desisted like mid-major, that was a 2-day major. If Nintendo really cared, they could have looked after day one and be like, we're done. You can't stream this event. You can't try and make money off of this. You guys are breaking our law, blah, 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 blah. It was a 2-day event. They were running Unfrozen the whole time. Like, that's not what's happening. So I think, like, what it really is, it's more of like a show of muscles from Nintendo versus something that they're actually trying to allocate, like, resources on. But, I mean, obviously, I'm not someone that, I mean, yeah, I mean, I'm not going to say that I'm not, but I feel like whether or not I'm out of my area or not doesn't mean that I don't represent what a large percentage of the community feels, at least based on my conversations with people. Not to be purely, what's it called, purely subjective or like based on my personal experience.
Anecdotal?
Yeah, anecdotal, that's what I meant. You'll spill the whole Illuminati to me? Dude.
Can I be there?
The Illuminati, I'm curious. But here's, look, I think we can end this talk here, because, you know, it has, you know, but I think we can definitely all agree that, like, my question, or like the last question that I would have is like, look, is there anybody that looked at Pat's House and be like, hey, what was said to Pat's House after? And then, like, because if the answer is there wasn't aggressive communication from Nintendo, then, like, that just means that, like, if Nintendo was not out here being like, oh, this person ran a tournament from fucking, like, you know, I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Like, where's the what is the Illuminati gonna do if like someone drops a tweet about some shit? Like, where's the twit longer? Like, here's the actual Illuminati reason of like why it's not happening. You know?
Panko bringing it 2-1.
2-1, dude. Yeah, I'm so sorry. Like, I've low-key just given up on talking about the Melee right now at this point. We're like in there. But no one in chat was like, why aren't they talking about the games? Like, you could definitely just mute me and look at the games if that's all you care about.
True.
Yeah, I mean, I've definitely, like, I'm not out here, like... That's true. I also do think that there is a line of, like, I'm having this conversation, like, yes, on stream with a Twitch chat, but, like, with all people that I know personally. Like, I would never speak so strongly and aggressively, if that is how I'm coming off, with people that, like, don't know that, like, I'm coming from a place of good faith. Like, I think if you send a tweet and you're, like, flaming TOs, like, I think that's obviously whack. But
you got to be careful with that. I had a moment recently where I said something on stream because I was like, oh, this is just to my viewers. I said something about the former, I guess current Double Dash world record holder for like most of the records.
Oh yeah? And
it was allegations against him that were actually like not real, but were still being spread. And I get like a 5-paragraph message from him like a week later.
That's crazy.
And he's like, yo, somebody sent me the clip. Like, you really have to be careful.
The ops are looking out, dude. Yeah, I'm going to get, like, personally banned from every major after this. Like, I'm going to get they're going to literally just 7 Only Blunts nationwide ban because I opened my mouth against the Illuminati. Dude, no, Chandler, you're, like, the biggest, like, fucking hater, like, let's mod this shit about all that. So I know what your take is. I know that it's obviously coming from a place of... thing. Like I mentioned, it's more about like transparency and like all those other things. And it's like, if we're not gonna have transparency, why don't we talk about like why doesn't someone say here's why we aren't more transparent about these things, without just being like, you know what I'm saying? I don't know. I'm out of my wheelhouse and just fucking yapping. Jordan's kind of getting farmed though. I did just look at the stock count and was a little surprised.
Man. 2-2, game 5.
Losers. Winner plays cop. So I think for Roshi's sake, he definitely wants htwa to win this because we do not want to go to a game, like an extremely long, extremely long Robert Panko set. Like, what time is it right now? It's 11. This tournament will not end until like fucking like almost 1 if Jordan wins this. But
I actually think that's cool. I'm kidding.
I don't think you're a dumbass dire maker. I just think like what it boils down to is like the assumption is like Nintendo would be annoying, but like that's just like so broad and like what exactly would happen? Like where's like what like where are your bodies gonna be buried? If something
Yeah.
But I'm just a loud fucking makes it out of pools occasionally in terms of like the general scope of Melee, like shitter, but like definitely that's my
Yeah.
But I do be paying hundreds of dollars to travel to these events, so this shit not being unfrozen would make me so much more willing to spend my money. Yo, don't park, should be unfrozen. That would be beast, that's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
Why didn't Jordan go to Dreamland? Dreamland sucks. I think Jordan's just a little weird. Jordan's a little bit weird about the stages. Jordan is like not a conventional wisdom puff. I forgot what it was. I remember watching Salt come to Jordan and being like, you're terrible puff practice. Like, I have to play Dawson and I don't want to play you because you don't play like other puffs. Like, I think he's just a little bit of a, weirdo in terms of like stage picks and stuff. But, I mean, clearly it's going well. Sorry if I roped you into a conversation about Unfrozen Stadium instead of just talking about the game. I don't know if that's what you wanted.
No, I'm down with this. I mean,
It's just, you know.
Yeah.
I think these are questions that the major attending members of the community, the travelers, would like to know more of, you know.
Yeah.
Wait, you're gonna be at a Patchwork, Braxton? That's so beast. Is that what you're saying?
Hell yeah.
Are you gonna be at Patchwork, Platonic? You are, right?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I'm in your car, dude.
Oh shit, that's dude. Okay, so all of the planning happened last week. Like during I worked like all of my like work shifts. I looked with like that's where all the planning was happening. So I just kept seeing that I had like 60 Discord notifications, and would just like, you know, like click on it and like not look at all. I just kind of trusted that like there is going to be an Airbnb that I could crash in, and that there is a car that I obviously haven't spotted if it's mine. But
last stock for Panko.
Who's not going to be at Patchwork?
Braxton.
Wait, what?
No Braxton at
Dude,
Patchwork.
I hate you, Braxton. Who let you in here, bro? You aren't even going to be at Patchwork? Big as hell. Who's saying my name? Why is my name being said with an ellipses?
I think it's just the fact you didn't realize that I was in your car.
Oh yeah. Well, definitely, dude. I have a case of a locked-in syndrome, you know, in the game, and then outside of the game, I have like the opposite. I'm definitely a bit head in the clouds. Geos are the Illuminati. Dreamland sucks for putt.
Panko might pull this off.
Ooh. That's an up air, not a back air there for sure.
Yeah.
Good drill. I've seen Panko. I think it's either going to be a straight back air or, yeah.
Ooh. All right.
GG's.
Game 5 goes to htwa.
Damn. Happy birthday, Jordan. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to